All right, and we're live on YouTube. So before I get into the introduction, I just want to say that I got all, well, the majority of platforms here, but I got Instagram in one corner, Facebook in the other, and then I got YouTube in front of me. I do this to get my message out there for exposure because somebody somewhere might need this message um, to inspire them, to motivate them, to drive them to be better and not fear, um, what people have to think about them or fear about the what if. Just take the leap of faith and do it. Um, so yeah, I guess we'll get into it. A little bit of redundancy, right, for the Facebook and the Instagram, not so much YouTube. For those of you that might be peeking your head in, my name is Josh, aka Muscles and Macros, a faster way to fat loss coach. I started doing these podcasts or lives or what have you um, to inspire people, to drive them, to motivate them to be something um, better than themselves, to overcome fear of what people think, um, to just overall be successful and to create a better society, better community, better everything, right? Because let's be honest, the way the world is going right now, it is not looking too good. So I challenge you to, be the best person, best individual that you can be. Do the things that you might be scared of because somebody else might be in that same situation and they need somebody to kind of look up to do the same. So that's a little bit of intro about me. Um, for those of you that have been watching, I have like this little breakdown of what I like to do. So I did my intro. I'll do kind of an unboxing, unbagging type deal. So today I wanted to highlight Badass Beard Care. For those of you that are looking to grow your face luscious locks, try them out. They're veteran owned. I'm not entirely sure where they're based out of, but I'm a firm subscriber and believing and believer of what they do. Right? Um, they have some pretty freaking amazing scents. Um, they smell, like a man should, I guess. Right? You don't want to be smelling like Victoria's Secret bombshell, or maybe you do. I don't know, but um, Badass Beard Care has some pretty dope products, right? And then they usually send you some cool stuff like right, a welcome, how to use the product, and then they even go into, right, if you want to be a little bit financially intelligent with your money, they do money off or a percentage off for your monthly kits. Again, grow your freaking luscious locks. Support to a great cause, right? The veteran community. I love the veteran community. Firm believer in them. Everybody has to start somewhere, especially them, right? When they transition out of their previous life and go into the next one, it can be very challenging. It can be hard to kind of relate to the average populace. Um, so yeah, give a shout out to them. I'll highlight it later in a post on Facebook, probably only Facebook. So if you follow me or you just browse my page, you can check out some businesses on there that I've shouted out to. Um, so usually I like to highlight a charity or a foundation, right? Some of the faster way to fat loss, right? The coaching that I'm doing, they firmly believe in charity. You should again give back to the community so that they can they can make it a better place for not only other individuals but yourself as well, because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow or even later today. You're not promised tomorrow. Live life to its fullest. and enjoy life. So today, the foundation or charity that I wanted to highlight, and it's on Facebook and it's on Instagram. It's the Folds of Honor. Who are the Folds of Honor? They're a foundation that give back to um, families that have deceased service members, and they help their families go back to school and further their education, their knowledge, intelligence, etc. Um, so look them up. If you don't want to look them up and you just want to donate to an amazing cause, on Facebook and Instagram, it's in the I think it's in the description. I see a different screen than you guys do, so hopefully it's featured. Let's see. I think I actually have to click buttons on Facebook to yeah. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Still kind of new at this, so I'll come back to it. But yeah, that's the foundation that I want to highlight today. Um, amazing things that they do. Um, so I like to highlight small and local businesses. Right. Again, everybody starts somewhere. Not very many people watch this right now. That's not to say tomorrow that I have millions of people watching this and they're looking for some type of guidance, inspiration, motivation, mentorship, coaching, teaching, you name it, or they're just looking to try something new and they need ideas. So this is kind of my why behind that, right? The small and local businesses, shout outs or supports. So, right, for those of you that know me, follow me, watched me, whatever, you probably heard me talk about coffee. I love coffee. I love the process of coffee. Uh, it's just something peaceful for me, and I don't know. I just really like the taste. I've it's an acquired taste that I've grown over time. So, Mugsy's here in Clarksville, Tennessee. Shout out to them. Great coffee, veteran owned. Right, another good cause to support too. You don't necessarily have to be located in there to try their coffee. I do believe they sell it on their website. Check out their Facebook. Check out their website. Again, veteran owned, support to an amazing cause. And yeah, the next one I wanted to highlight, and it's on my page. The link is anyway, but it's my Ma's Pampered Chef consultant business. Shout out to putting herself out there, trying something new, right? Starting a side hustle, or maybe if it really kicks off, she can stop slaving so hard, working a traditional job, and sorry, stop working a traditional job and kind of just march to the beat of her own drum, supporting foundations, supporting charities, spreading the word, doing her thing. So shout out to her. The next one I want to shout out. This one is located in about the Jacksonville, Florida area. Black Rock Cleaning LLC. Check out. I'll link their social media stuff in the profile later after this podcast or live, whatever you want to call it. Check them out. Even if you don't require their services, at least go over there. Like their stuff. Comment. Give them some feedback, constructive criticism, right? Because that is a um, key to growth and development and becoming better. And the last one that I wanted to highlight is Jesse's Repairs, again, located in about the same area. Not sure if they have social media platform. I'll if I can find it or I get the information, I'll post it up on my Facebook page, so you can check them out. Again, you don't have to necessarily utilize their services, but at least go over there, share some love, like, comment, review, something to know um, that you're there for them. So, the topics for today, it's a little bit different. It's kind of like story time, um, based off of my experience today, and then some of the things that I've been discussing with some of my closest boys. Um, and maybe other people need to hear it too. Maybe if you share the same community that we do or have, and you're just kind of in a downward spiral, and you're just looking for some guidance, inspiration, motivation, drive, something. Um, I hope this message reaches out to those that need it and it'll really touch them, and you can make a change. So this topic, one, it's about me. My wife told me that I needed to kind of expose a little bit more about myself, to kind of develop a connection to some of you that are watching. For those of you that know me, I don't really like to make things about myself. I would like to consider myself selfless, um, but without further ado, I'll go into this. So, again, my name is Josh. Um, Currently, I served in the armed forces. Um, Been doing it about a decade. I love every minute of it. In some aspects, it's a different type of reward with what I do. Um, but within the past couple of years, I was diagnosed with an eye disease called keratoconus. Um, and basically, what happened is I lost some of my vision, quite a bit of vision, and I had a preventative surgery. I'm hoping it worked well. I'm hoping that it completely stopped the keratoconus, but I don't know. Um, there could be a chance one day that I lose my vision completely. Um, so that was kind of a wake up, a shock, right, to the other things that I was dealing with from traumatic events, like war. Um, so yeah, I hit a pretty low point. Started seeing an individual who just, I don't know, man. We just clicked. He's just my type of people, and he challenged me to kind of throw myself out of my comfort zone. Um, so I kind of peddled with the thought. Talked to my wife about it, and she was like, "Do it." Maybe if nothing else, maybe somebody out in the world can gain the message from you and do something better with their life, or maybe if they fear something, they can, change their self and not be afraid. So this is why I do this. So that's a little bit about me. Um, if there's any questions or comments, concerns, whatever, I'll address them as well. Again, not really one to kind of talk about myself, but it was brought to my attention that I should um, expose myself a little bit more than what I usually do. So yeah, rolling into the next topic. I haven't listened to this myself. My wife is a firm believer on this individual's podcast. I guess they kind of help you alter your mindset and help develop or establish healthy habits or a healthy routine, right? For those of you that watched yesterday, we kind of touched on it, and then I lost my place. But um, health health is wealth, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't take care of yourself, you're gonna live a crappy life, a miserable life. You might be in pain. You might have a lot of mental trauma, something. So how do you combat that? By developing healthy habits and turning them into a routine. And that can be as simple as walking 20 minutes a day, um, doing lives or a podcast or whatever you want to call it, like this, conducting a hobby. Maybe you like mechanics, riding dirt bikes, swimming, something. Just something, one, with physical activity, because there's a lot of health benefits with physical activity. Um, and then two, to gain some type of mental clarity, to help, feed and fuel your thought process into becoming successful rather than unsuccessful and negative, like the majority of the populace that we live in today. Again, for those of you that are joining and don't know me, a little summary of why I like doing this. I hope to change society for the better because the way it's going sucks. How do I do that? I do these little podcasts daily to kind of gain exposure to the community that might need this message or might need somebody that has a similar story they can establish a connection with and reach out, and we can do amazing things. So that's that. So a little story time today. I met with a lady to do some services that I had to have done today. Um, and she asked me to talk about myself, right? What who I am, what's going on in my life, um, what I want to do, etc. And I told her just what I told you, right? Who I am, what my condition is with health, and then what I got going on. And she was flabbergasted because I guess a lot of people kind of think about themselves, and I don't mean that in a harmful or a negative way, but um, we gotta we gotta do better as society. And like if you go, out to a public place, Walmart or some type of convenience store or something, you usually don't have a whole lot of interaction, or if you do have interaction with people, it's usually pretty negative. People are rude. They're just kind of stuck in their own little world, and we just we got to do better. So, the topic that I'm getting at is caring, compassion, understanding, and change for the world. And I believe that that's super important that we need to start implementing, right? Because, in my opinion, humanity is going away. We're becoming we're becoming desensitized. We're becoming robots, um, and we're not engaging in communication. We're not engaging in interaction, which then results into depression, anxiety, and other mental disorders or illnesses that they suck, and nobody should have to freaking deal with them um, because they're just it's disgusting. You have a little voice in your head that talks to you all the time and tells you how much you suck, or that you don't need to do this because it's not for you, or blah 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 blah. Right? Mental mental health matters. It sucks when you have an illness or a disorder going on. Um, so how do you I guess combat that by caring, compassion, understanding, and then changing society for the better by doing something, serving somebody somewhere by doing something kind of like this, right? I do these podcasts not only for myself, for those of you that have been watching or just tuning in and you've seen before, right? Because I find it a little therapeutic, um, and it helps my mental clarity kind of close the door, and I'm not laying in bed just with racing thoughts. um, but I do this for all of you. I do this to my towel fell. But I do this for all of you. I do this to kind of get the gears flowing in your head and think, damn it, he's probably right. Or I have the same point of view, or something like that. So that you can then, in some form or fashion, go out to the public, go out to society, serve somebody for the better, and they can make a change as well for the best. So, yeah, caring, compassion, understanding, and changing the world for the better. Um, I hope everybody kind of has that same point of view or perspective, because eventually, if you know there's not enough people to share that same mindset, who knows what kind of world we can live in. Things are already pretty rapidly going south. Um, and I don't know, man. The agenda, if there is one, it's becoming successful, and I think it's really important that people need to come together like it's freaking 1970, 1980, 1990. Start interacting with people again instead of standing in line. Playing on their telephone, becoming desensitized, dehumanized, um, and just not using the tools appropriately. They're only harming their brain, killing their brain cells, becoming emotionless robots. So that's a little bit about that. And then kind of going back to the story, this lady, she was saying that she grew up in a small town, and everybody was really nice, and they helped each other, right? They knew what right was, and they did it. And then when she finally got exposed to the outside source or the outside community, i.e., the world, or different states, different countries, whatever, it was just a culture shock, because people didn't do that. People didn't, people don't always do right. Um, People are kind of selfish, and again, I don't mean that in a harsh or negative way, right? I do believe in prioritizing yourself to some extent. Um, but when it comes to the cost of somebody else's life, I don't know. Depending on the circumstances, I guess maybe, but I think the overall goal should be to help thy neighbor, um, live long, prosperous lives as well. And I said it once, I'll say it again. Maybe some of you have heard it or something along the lines. Life is life, in my point of view, is helping other people grow. Um, and by doing that, you grow as well. You learn how to teach, mentor, guide, develop other people, so that you can become, better at it or more successful in life. But yeah, so that's that. Um, I, I also want to talk about entrepreneurship and small business. For those of you that might have seen some of the videos before, I'm a I'm a really firm believer in entrepreneurship or small business. Uh, I've worked with some individuals, some organizations, some companies, businesses, whatever you want to call it, that really don't care about you. You're just another number um, in the machine, and once you leave, they're going to replace you anyway. And they really show it. They don't show a whole lot of care about that, but yeah. So again, I'm firm believer and big promoter in entrepreneurship and small business. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen these videos coming out on social media where they're like, "Hey, you can do, you know, X, Y, and Z, and it's stupid easy, and yada yada yada." Some of that, yes. Other pieces, no. Um, but I do believe that it is pretty easy for the most part. Maybe not necessarily getting funding, because the harsh reality is when you go to apply for a loan, they want you to exhaust all of um, your cash on hand. They want you to exhaust all of your credit cards, and they want you to exhaust any money from friends and family that you might have that are willing to give. Um, but that shouldn't take away by taking the leap of faith, going out there, becoming an entrepreneur or a small or local business owner. I think it's a great thing. It'll really build your character through all the hardship that you experience. And again, right, life is about making other people, or developing a more positive role in society. So I think if more people were entrepreneurs or small or local business owners, they could really make a change for the best. I'm not not knocking some of these big retail chains. They were once great, and in some aspects they still are. Um, but I think that we need to hold echelons high the higher echelons accountable for some of the decisions that they make in life. Um, and I just think that went away. I think that people aren't being held accountable anymore for their actions, and people just kind of slip through the cracks and get away with some pretty shady stuff. Um, and I don't recommend it. So again, promoting entrepreneurship or small or local business owning, um, I think can help combat some of that lack of care, lack of compassion, lack of humanity in the world to create a better society somehow in some form or fashion. Um, so yeah, let's get into enjoying life, financial freedom. This is something that I really enjoy promoting or highlighting or talking about because again, life is too short to one hate one another, to hold grudges, to not do things because X, Y, and Z. You should really, and I'm not saying that it's not difficult, right? Because for those of you that have been watching or you watched in the past my videos, I'll tell you over and over again, this is completely out of my comfort zone. Um, but I did it. I took the leap of faith. I do enjoy it. I find it therapeutic. I find it um, aiding to my mental clarity. Um, so it's kind of a little bit why I got this going on. But enjoy life, right? Look at some of the small things in your life that you should be grateful for, or that you can be grateful for. Appreciate those things, and then you're gonna in the end result you're gonna change or alter your mindset for a positive one, and then you're gonna influence or affluence people. You're gonna have some type of influence on somebody, and they're gonna be like, you know what, that's a great concept, or that's a great way of thinking, mindset, mentality, whatever, and they're going to pass it along again, right? Making society better than what it is, before or going towards, or what have you. Um, Live life to the fullest. Don't freaking sit there and be like, oh, I don't want to do a live, or I don't want to do a podcast, or I don't want to do a video because I'm too afraid of what people will think about me, or I'm too afraid of their comments, or yada yada yada. And again, life's too short to be sitting there, and just care what other people. First off, if those other people aren't paying your damn bills, it doesn't matter what they think. You're gonna have haters everywhere, but let that fuel your fire 10x, right? For those of you that watch Grant Cardone, just let it fuel your fire. Use it as fuel to become successful or who you want to be in life. Um, yeah, just life is too short. You're not promised tomorrow, so there's no reason in sitting there holding the freaking grudge or being mad about something when you could use that time, um, which is extremely valuable, right? Because you can't buy time, uh, but use that valuable time that you have walking on this earth to to grow yourself, to grow society, to grow your business, something that you find um, that you're passionate about and you want to establish. Use that fuel, use that time to establish that um, concept or whatever you want to call it. And while doing that, right, hopefully you can establish financial freedom. And by financial freedom, I don't mean you're a multi-million dollar figure or whatever. Financial freedom is simply all of your bills being paid without you having to go work slaving hours. And for some of you that have been watching this or watched in the past, some of the ways that you can establish financial freedom um, is e-commerce, is affiliate marketing, is um, for those of you that want to do videos and stuff, you can make videos and get paid on social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or whatever. You can get paid passively by doing stuff that you love. It doesn't always have to be an active job that can fuel. I mean, that's not even financial freedom. That's just active paper chasing. That's just killing your time until it's your time to go from this earth. So I highly encourage, people putting themselves out there, establishing things that they enjoy or want to do in life, or some type of service that can be utilized for amazing things, and then establish financial freedom so that you can live life to the fullest instead of working 40, 60, 80, 100 hours a week grinding, um, and you don't get to see your friends, your family, or enjoy things that you love to do because you're fueling somebody else's passion or their pockets. So, kind of, again, just put yourself out there and experience what life has to offer. There's so many opportunities in this world to to thrive in. You don't just have to stick to the traditional 9 to 5 or 12 to 12 or whatever. You can do a lot of things um, out in this world. To Again, the possibilities, the opportunities, they're endless. You can literally almost make money doing anything, really. I mean, you can make money off videos, e-commerce, and active or actual services, you name it. I mean, it's probably there. It's probably been invented. So yeah, I'm gonna look back at my list. I like to write notes, write things down when I go through these videos or these podcasts, to kind of help me out. I still lose my place because some topics that I'm pretty passionate about, or I just got other things going on in life. Got my furry pals here supporting me while I do this. They're probably like, shut up, but whatever. Um, I guess I'll roll into the quote of the day. I didn't do one yesterday, but I'm going to do one today. And this one's about caring. And the reason I picked caring is because, again, the story time, right? The transaction or the interactions that I had with this individual today, and we talked about how society uh, is more and more not caring. They're no longer um, expressing humanity. They become desensitized individuals, and that's a problem. That's It's going to be a massive problem if we don't grab it by the horns and embrace it. So I picked the quote of caring, and it says, "The simple act of caring is heroic," and it's by Edward Albert. Just kind of think about it, dwell on it. The simple act of caring is heroic. If you want to be a hero, ladies and gentlemen, just care. Just give a shit. And you'd be surprised at the the impact that you would have on these individuals when you show genuine care, compassion, understanding. Um, right? It'll really make a change. Okay, all right. I gotta I gotta cut it short. I got some things going on. So I'll keep you guys posted.